Xiao Zhan vs. Wang Yibo public fight. The mystery black lady that started everything. The moment the doors of the grand event hall opened that night, no one expected that a quiet evening among celebrities would transform into one of the most talked-about moments in entertainment history. Cameras flashed across the polished marble floors, elegant music filled the air, and influential figures from across the entertainment world gathered under a ceiling glowing with crystal lights. Among the guests were two of the most recognizable stars in Chinese entertainment, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo. For years the two had shared an unusual connection in the eyes of fans. Their collaboration in the drama The Untamed had created a global phenomenon that turned them into international icons. Millions of viewers around the world admired their chemistry on screen and their respectful interactions in public. But on this particular evening, something felt different. Something in the air carried a tension no one could quite explain. Before we continue, take a moment and imagine this scene unfolding in real time. Picture the lights, the whispers, the crowd slowly turning their attention toward the center of the hall. If you enjoy stories that reveal the hidden moments behind celebrity headlines, stay with this story until the very end, because what happened next left everyone stunned. The evening had begun normally. Guests moved between tables, exchanging polite conversations. Reporters stood near the entrance, hoping to capture photographs that would dominate entertainment news the next day. Xiao Zhan arrived first, dressed in a sleek black suit that reflected the soft light of the chandeliers above. He greeted several producers and directors with his familiar calm smile. Not long after, Wang Yibo entered the hall. His arrival drew just as much attention. Fans outside the venue erupted into cheers as his car pulled up. Inside, many guests quietly turned their heads to watch him walk across the room with his characteristic, composed expression. At first, the two stars acknowledged each other with a simple nod. Nothing unusual, nothing dramatic. Yet within minutes, a small ripple of curiosity began to move through the crowd. Because someone unexpected had appeared between them. A woman. She was dressed entirely in black, from the elegant flowing dress to the delicate gloves that reached her wrists. Her presence was striking not only because of her appearance, but because no one seemed to know who she was. She was not on the guest list that had circulated earlier that evening. She was not a known actress, not a producer, not a public figure anyone immediately recognized. Yet she moved through the room with the confidence of someone who belonged there. Several guests noticed that she approached Xiao Zhan first. Their conversation was quiet, almost secretive. Observers nearby noticed Xiao Zhan listening carefully while the mysterious woman spoke. His expression changed slightly as she finished her sentence, a subtle shift that suggested the conversation carried unexpected meaning. Minutes later, she walked across the room, directly toward Wang Yibo. This time the atmosphere around them felt noticeably different. Wang Yibo listened to her for only a short moment before responding. Those close enough to see his face noticed a flash of confusion followed by a sharper expression that hinted at irritation. At this point, whispers had already begun. People were wondering who the woman was and what she had said to each of the two stars. Then something happened that no one predicted. The mysterious woman stepped away from Wang Yibo and positioned herself where both men could see her. Her gaze moved from one to the other. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then Xiao Zhan began walking toward her. At the same moment, Wang Yibo did the same. Guests nearby slowly stepped aside as the two men approached the same spot in the center of the hall. Conversations faded as people sensed something unusual unfolding. When Xiao Zhan spoke first, his voice was calm but serious. He asked the woman what exactly she meant by her earlier statement. Before she could answer, Wang Yibo responded instead. His tone carried a sharper edge as he asked Xiao Zhan why he was suddenly so interested in the conversation. Now the tension in the room had become impossible to ignore. Two global stars standing face to face. A mysterious woman between them. Dozens of influential figures watching silently. The woman finally spoke again. Her words were quiet, yet they carried enough weight to change the entire atmosphere of the evening. She hinted at a situation from the past, something involving a project opportunity that had quietly disappeared before either star could take part in it. But the way she described it suggested that someone in the room had influenced that decision. Xiao Zhan looked surprised. Wang Yibo looked skeptical. Guests nearby exchanged glances as they tried to understand what the woman was implying. Was she suggesting that one of them had interfered with the other career opportunity? Was she revealing a secret rivalry that fans had never known about? As the tension grew, Xiao Zhan turned toward Wang Yibo and asked directly if he knew anything about the situation she described. Wang Yibo did not immediately answer. Instead, he asked the woman where she had heard such information. The mysterious lady smiled slightly, as though she had expected the reaction. She explained that she had worked behind the scenes in several production meetings and had overheard conversations that never reached the public. Her statement created a wave of shocked whispers across the hall. If what she was saying was true, then the entertainment industry might have been hiding a much deeper story involving two of its biggest stars. Xiao Zhan took a step closer, clearly wanting clarity. Wang Yibo remained calm, but his eyes revealed growing frustration. The crowd watched as the two began exchanging words more intensely. Their voices were still controlled, but the emotional weight behind them was unmistakable. Cameras from distant corners of the hall quietly turned toward the unfolding moment. People knew this was becoming a scene that would spread across social media within hours. The mysterious woman remained strangely calm as the tension between the two stars increased. Finally, Xiao Zhan asked the question everyone had been waiting for. He asked the woman directly, who had influenced the decision that affected the project she mentioned. The hall became silent enough to hear the faint sound of glasses being placed on tables. Every person in the room waited for her answer. But instead of revealing a name, she gave a cryptic response. She said the truth was far more complicated than either of them imagined. She also said that both men had misunderstood the situation for years. Her words only deepened the mystery. Wang Yibo shook his head slightly as if he no longer believed the story being presented. Xiao Zhan, however, seemed determined to understand what she meant. Their exchange grew more intense as each tried to interpret the meaning behind her claims. Some guests worried the situation might escalate further, while others leaned closer, hoping to hear every word. Then the woman did something unexpected. She revealed that the entire misunderstanding had been created by a powerful management decision made long ago to keep two rising stars on separate career paths. According to her, neither Xiao Zhan nor Wang Yibo had been responsible for the lost opportunity. The decision had come from executives who believed the two actors would compete for the same spotlight. The revelation created an immediate shift in the atmosphere. The tension that had been building between the two stars suddenly transformed into something else. Realization. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Xiao Zhan slowly turned toward Wang Yibo. Wang Yibo met his gaze with the same thoughtful silence. The mysterious woman stepped back slightly as if her role in the evening had already been fulfilled. Around them, the crowd began whispering again, this time not about conflict, but about the unexpected truth that had just surfaced. The situation that had appeared to be the beginning of a dramatic public confrontation had suddenly revealed something deeper. A misunderstanding shaped by industry decisions. A narrative that fans and observers had interpreted in countless ways over the years. And two stars who had unknowingly carried the weight of that misunderstanding. As the music in the hall slowly resumed, the evening returned to its elegant rhythm. But everyone present knew they had witnessed something unforgettable. A moment where rumors, mystery, and truth collided under the glow of chandeliers and flashing cameras. And somewhere in the shadows of the hall, the mysterious woman in black quietly disappeared, leaving behind a story that would be discussed by fans across the world for weeks. Now the real question remains. Who exactly was she? And why did she choose that particular night to reveal the truth? If you enjoy uncovering the hidden stories behind global celebrities and the surprising moments that change everything, keep following this channel and share this story with fellow fans, because the world of entertainment always holds another mystery waiting to be discovered.